All right, let me go on a little soliloquy. We spent what, an hour now live stream complaining about this game. All right, obviously it was very frustrating. It was very irritating. But with all that being said, I do want to take some positivity out of this terrible, terrible loss. So Wemby got to get it together. Okay, I do truly believe that this is the worst Wemby that we're going to see. I know that people have said that last season, but this truly is the worst game I've seen of Wembanyama. Defensively, he was great, as always, but offensively, felt like his heart wasn't necessarily in it. Only took 5 shots. The shots that he took was around the perimeter. Didn't even attempt to get in position. I know a lot of people in the chat is like, hey, we need to open things up for Wemby. He needs more shooters around him. He took 5 shots. Like, that's all I have to say right there. He took 5 shots. And unless you want to say he took those 5 shots because he didn't have enough spacing, sure, I guess. But the game that I saw, he hung around the perimeter and, half-heartedly, try step backs or just turn the ball over. Like, it wasn't great. It wasn't beautiful basketball. And Wemby is obviously way better than that. And you got to realize he's him. So as far as us criticizing him, I think that that's warranted. But with all that being said, the Spurs lost by 12. I don't think that this was a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. We started off pretty slow. Second quarter wasn't the best, but I thought the Spurs came into the third quarter, played tough. Fourth quarter, tied it up with OKC 23-23 as far as performances in the fourth. So overall, I think it is positive to see a game in which Wemby only put up 2 points. Okay, the other 4 came from the free throw line. The fact that he put up only 2 points and contributed 2 points in scoring, and we lost by 12, is much better than what we would have saw last season, right? Actually, just for funsies, let's try to go back to last season and see how much we lost during that game. Because very similar to this one, Wemby scores 6 points, and in the first game we went against OKC last season, he scored 8. Yeah. So as you can see here, the Spurs lost last season 127-89, in which Wemby had virtually the same exact game. Oh wait, no, he didn't play in this one. What was the other game? It wasn't this game. Whoa. Yeah, dude, we got killed. We got murdered in that game. What was the other game? Because it was a game in which he had 8 points, right? Am I tripping? Hold on. I'm mistaking it. I made a mistake. Hold on. That was the last game of the season. Okay, I went backwards. Okay. I think it's this game. The score looks the same. All right, this is the game I meant. So in this game, Wemby only had 8 points. So yes, virtually the same game, kind of. I mean, he at least tried to put up 15 shots. And the Spurs lost 87-123. There you go. All right. So, yeah. You know what I mean? So, you got to keep things in perspective. It is unfortunate. I'm not happy with it. There is no excuse. I know that, Wemby has said that he's been sick. He didn't use that as an excuse. Shout out to Carolina T for asking, do you have allergies? You look emotional. And him basically saying, oh, no. I've been a little under the weather. So he didn't come out the gate and say, oh, I've been sick and this is what. No. So kudos to him for not, using that. But hey, if you are sick and you can't go, then it's on you for playing. You should just sit, right? Like, because I do think that this game, he was a liability offensively, which is crazy to say because it's Wemby and he's phenomenal. But this game, he was a liability. So, but keep things in perspective. It was worse. All right. So I know people just see L and they automatically assume, oh my God, we're the same team. No, we are not the same team. It was much worse last season. Much, much worse. We have a We have a better team. And this is with Vassell, mind you. We don't even have Vassell right now. This was with Vassell. This was basically our full team. Well, I said basically. This was our full team, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Trey Jones was out. So we really didn't have a point guard at all. But yeah, so it can be worse. All right, it can be worse. OKC is a good defensive team, and you know, the Spurs have these games that they've played have been pretty tough. Went 1-on-1 with the Houston Rockets. Keep it in perspective. Dallas Mavericks, they just went to the finals. Houston Rockets, you went 1-1. Should have won the last one. Okay, I do blame Keldon for that. It's the screeners or whoever's defending the screeners' responsibility to make sure that screener doesn't get open. So that was on Keldon, 120%. Is what it is. We lost that one. Okay, 1-1, whatever. We get another chance early November. And then you go against the OKC Thunder, which a lot of people are speculating that they'll be in the finals, possibly in the finals this season or deep in the playoffs. So these were some tough matchups. And, you know, you topple that with the fact that our star this game against Thunder just wasn't really there offensively. Recipe to lose. But even with all those things against us, you lost by 12. And not only that, I don't think that the Spurs have been blown out this season thus far. Okay, it hasn't really been a blowout. Mavericks put the work on us. They put the work on us, but we still ended losing by 11. So another positive too, I think our defense is substantially better. Like undoubtedly better, all facets. So yeah. Anyways. Any final closing statements from the chat? Any insightful words from the chat here? He stunk up the bed. All right. Spurs need perimeter scoring and better backup for Wemby. Wemby needs to improve his game and decisions. Yeah. And, you know, it's really unfortunate that Wemby wasn't able to really work on his game, key in on his game over the offseason. From my recollection, if I'm wrong, but from my recollection, when we talked about him working out with Jamal Crawford, I was never really that excited about it. I know everyone was excited about it, but one thing that always worried me with Wemby was you're working on all these different things of your game, but at the end of the day, we kind of just need you to have a go-to shot, a go-to move, right? Like, it's cool that you can do all these different things. Like, it's amazing, but, you know, on a game-to-game basis, a winning basis, winning culture, we're not going to use it all that much. The only thing I can think of is, you know, maybe we're in the playoffs or deep in the playoffs or whatnot. We absolutely need a score, and, you know, you can whip anything out, and it's like, oh, whoa. Pause on that. I didn't even realize what I just... Pause on that. Anyways. All right. I guess we're good. Let's get it tomorrow. Yeah, we got it. We're going to be good. Hey, ARD or AR Doc. Thanks for the super chat. He says, on a positive note, how about Sochan really elevating his game in year 3? Go Spurs, go. Yeah. You know, people can say that I'm just biased here or whatever. Hey, whatever, I guess. I mean, I really like him as a player. But yeah, he's been great. He's been our, in my opinion, most consistent player. And it doesn't come from the stats. I can care less about the stats. But he's been phenomenal defensively. The work that he put on SGA this game was great. He shot 2 for 10, 7 for 20 overall. Now, he wasn't on them every single play, but he did a great job. So Pop has not only been giving Sochan so many minutes because of how great he is on both ends of the court, but Sochan's also had the toughest matchups as far as who he has to guard, and he's been consistently good. So yeah, he deserves some love. Sprinkles for MIP. Do we call him that? We call him Sprinkles? I don't know when we started doing that. Whose idea was that? Hot take, what if we traded for Kate Cunningham or LaMelo Ball? Look, let's focus on our team. It's going to be all right. You know, that's the positive I take out of it. I'm upset, but it's gonna be all right. Sochan, Mr. Consistent. One day at a time. But it should get better, guys. It should get better. As I said previously, we got the Jazz. That should be a W. I'll be really upset we lose the Jazz. All right. So that should be a W. Timberwolves, we'll see. Clippers could be a W. Rockets, I think we take care of business this time around. Trailblazers, that should be a W. Jazz should be a W. You know, so things are on the up and up. The Spurs could very well go on a winning streak, you know, after this L to the Thunder. So we'll have to wait and see. Trying to see these other games. Dang, we're back on TNT at mid-November. All right. Yeah. I just hope Wemby, you know, finds his shot, finds his go-to, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy, right? It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Post-game, scoring mid-range, exactly. 7-7-7, exactly. You said LaMarcus Aldridge is perfect for Wemby. Yeah, I would much rather see him in the lab with Duncan and Robinson and Aldridge way more than anyone else. I can care less. The Hezzies and all that is kind of dope. It's fun, but you know, is it necessary? Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Duncan had handles too. Just because he can do it doesn't mean he needed to do it. Claiming we're going to win the championship this season. Okay, Rod, you literally started off in this chat that the Spurs are going to lose forever and everything is doomed, and now you're saying that we're winning the championship. Thank you for these kind, calming words. We're gonna be okay. All right. I know I started off the stream grumpy and upset, but I mean, I guess I'm still irritated. But he's trolling. He's not trolling. He's just, yeah. He's just. I was about to say he's being facetious, but he's not. He's being hyperbolic. All right. Great players always respond after a bad game. And I said this earlier too. And, you know, I guess I should go ahead and add this. We'll just have this as the segment of what I thought about the game. All right. We'll just have this as a segment of what I thought about the game. One thing about it that frustrated me, you know, just obviously said all the positives. One thing that does frustrate me about the Wemby situation, or this game in particular, is if someone never watched the San Antonio Spurs and they came into this game and they looked at how, you know, the team played and they never seen the NBA game in their life, and we said, hey, what did you think about number one? They probably would have just said, oh, that tall dude, man, he really plays some good defense. Like, they could have very well thought that he was just a role player, the role that he played in this game. If they're not paying attention to the constant, you know, double teams that Thunder tried to send his way, they could have very well just been like, oh, he was just, you know, a role player. I don't like that feeling. Because even back in the day when we, you know, had Duncan or whatnot, Duncan could have a terrible game, but if you never watched the Spurs, you still know that he's him, right? He's the guy. And, you know, to even prove that, you know, I wasn't always a Spurs fan. I was actually a Manu fan. I used to see Manu Ginobili just murder my brother's Lakers all the time. And, you know, caused me to be a fan. And I was playing, I don't know if it was 2K or NBA Live at the time. It might have been 2K. I just kept playing with the Spurs so I could play with Manu. And, you know, even as a kid, not knowing anything about the San Antonio Spurs, every game, even if, you know, Duncan didn't have the best of games, I knew that was the leader of the team. Like, I knew that was him. That was the guy, because they kept trying to get him the ball. He was constantly in position to get the ball. He was verbalizing with guys constantly. Like, I knew that was the guy. Even though I wasn't familiar with the Spurs that much, I knew without anyone telling me, oh, that's the guy. I thought Manu Ginobili was the best as a kid. I thought he was the best player in the world. I was like, he's the best player in the league. But even yet and still, I watched the Spurs and I was like, Duncan is him. That's the guy. Even a bad game, that's the guy. This game, I don't like these types where you put up 5 points and you're just not really there offensively. I don't like it. Because, someone who don't watch us wouldn't know the difference. And that's not okay. Wemby's terrible game. He's not going to play tomorrow. Dude, you guys keep saying he might not play tomorrow. I'm going to be a little livid. I think we still win, but I'll be livid. Unless he's hurt. All right, one last check for any post games. Nope. Oh, they took it down. Haha, they took it down. Harrison Barnes interview, the mic was jacked up and they took it down. Well, I'm glad they took it down. All right, last check. Let's go to Spurs report. Spurs reporter. All right, let's see. Did he post anything? Nah, just the same stuff. I don't think we're getting anything tonight. They're just gonna get ready for tomorrow. Anyways, Julian ain't Danny Green. Trade him. Calm down. Julian just isn't a star. I've said this before. I knew that we were really excited. I made jokes about it, like, oh, is Julian Champagnie the new Michael Jordan? I made jokes about it, but no, dude, he's he's Champagnie. He should come off the bench. Just gotta wait for Devin to come back. Good on us that we actually have, or we're fortunate enough now. We have enough talent, enough depth that he can come off the bench, right? We don't have to start him now, so he'll be much better. Just have to give him time, but he's not a starter. Let's see. Did anyone? What a stupid comment. I'm not even gonna show this comment. It was about Pop. It was so stupid. Oh, I guess a lot of you guys agree with me. This is during the game. I said Wemby is genuinely upsetting me, man. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Ending segment. We're going to be all right. We're going to be okay.